Let's make up tonight. Make up for the lost time, deep tight tunnel vision. You need a cleanse, that's alright. I'm spreading blessings. You're lucky, alright. Cause I'm here to excite your lifeline, giving no time. Wanna rewind, but the price ain't enough.
Hello and welcome to another great episode of the Darren Green Show. I am your host, Darren Green. That song you were just listening to was Tokyo by the singer Zaúl. Listen to this song anywhere you get your music. Okay. And I told you guys I'll be back. Back for another topic. But before we get into it, I want you guys to hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and also comment. If you're listening to the podcast on iTunes or wherever you get your podcast, please subscribe and give me a 5-star rating. Follow me at CDGS Media on Instagram and Twitter. I'm not going to get into the weekend report because I feel like I already did that this week, and I want to get right into the topic. I want to talk about Keri Hilson. Yep, it is 2021, and Miss Keri Baby was trending all over social media. I feel so bad for the girl. No, cause she really be saying some stuff, and I feel like people ever since, like, there's this big running joke that, you know, everything Keri Hilson says is like, oh my god, like, why, like, shut the hell up, like, girl, bye. Let's talk about it. So Keri Hilson made a lot of people mad because of the statement that she made against the censorship in response to Donald Trump's Twitter account being permanently suspended. In her initial message, Keri shared a screenshot of Trump's suspended account and talked about the risk of taking away freedom of speech. She wrote, in quotes, "This may be funny, but it is a little dangerous too. Take Trump out of it for a moment. A democracy must include freedom of speech. Imagine other leaders or popular figures not being able to voice their opinion if it opposes the majority of world leaders." She then continued, "Our freedom of speech is being taken from us. Slowly but surely, censorship, if the leader of the free world can be removed, imagine the same right of civilians. Imagine believing every time you read false information detected in propaganda reports, and flat out lies being the only thing we see." Okay. Now, a lot of people on social media wasted no time clowning her. One that got my attention was when someone said, "Does Keri Hilson know whenever the president wants to communicate with the American people, he can literally call the conference at his house? This is why more people need to read." To an extent, yeah. He can definitely, and I said that early on, because there was already people complaining, like there was people on the far, I don't know which one is left and right anymore, the far right, yeah, conservative people that was like, oh my god, like that's disrupting freedom of speech. How is he going to talk to the people? Like, this is really dangerous. And this, that. I'm like, girl, he can literally do a press conference, and he did eventually. Like, he did 2 other press conferences where he talked about certain things. That's the only way he's going to talk. But see, he can't talk freely with the press conference. He has to be formal, and it's always scripted because he really can't. He can't speak like that. Like, he's not. So someone's giving him notes and stuff like that. So that's why he doesn't do that a lot, and he relies on the tweets, because at least with the tweets he can sit there and think about it, and he can be loosely with his words. Yeah, I do agree with that aspect. But she stepped into the shade room. Keri Hilson stepped into the shade room to clarify what she meant. And she said, "For the record, I don't give a F about Trump. My post wasn't as much about him as some are purposely trying to make it. If you can comprehend, I said take Trump out of it. So don't come at me like I'm caping for Trump. I recognize why he was removed. It's a wider view that's scaring me. Here's some context. It brought on a broader fear because I have several influential friends who are constantly censored, silenced, and shadow banned for anything that they post. even personal opinions that oppose the government, elite agenda, or corporative platforms, and they are not inciting violence. That's where I'm coming from. And I think that's where she was speaking on that standpoint. And I think that the general public is just not going to understand because they're not influenced. Like half of the general public we're just people. We just sitting, we just on our phones looking at shit. And if you don't agree with me, then I'm gonna clown your ass. Like that's basically what the general public is thinking. Like, it's like, if you're not into this type of, if you're not into this type of industry, if you don't like, cause I'm not in the industry yet. I'm still on the outskirts. I'm playing the game, but I can definitely understand. I can definitely relate to being shadow banned because I have a blog page, TDGS Media, and I've accumulated lots of views and lots of likes, but like the past year, I would say 2020, I was shadow banned for whatever reason. I don't know. I mean, like, because I post on my page, what I want to post on my page, and sometimes it's controversial and sometimes it's not. And I have noticed, that the views have not been what it used to be when I first started this thing. So I can definitely understand where Keri Hilson is coming from, and I can see what she was trying to say. I do ultimately believe that the delivery was a little bit off, because it did seem like she was kind of caping for Trump in the beginning. But she did say, let's take Trump out of it. I can care less about Trump. I'm just saying the future with social media now, and that's what I'm going to get into a little bit later. And I also feel like the general public, like I said, is so quick to clap back at this woman because it's a running joke. Everything this woman says, y'all have an issue with it because, y'all still didn't get over when she shaded Beyonce way back when. Like, everyone is listening to respond. No one is listening just for reason, and whatever the masses believe, if there's an argument that deciphers or rebuts that idea, then you'll be canceled. And that's why I hate cancel culture, because it's like y'all are all like literally jumping on the damn bandwagon and y'all not hearing this woman out. Like, I was literally talking to friends about this. She was like, she need to shut her mouth. Like, oh my God, like, dude, does she not know that? And there's another argument that he's like, freedom of speech is like, this is not freedom of speech or whatever. Well, the whole thing is freedom of speech only exists in the government's organization. So they have to abide by that amendment, not private owned companies. I understand that. I completely, wholeheartedly understand that. But like I said, I'll get into that a little bit. I'll get into that once I get to my official thoughts. Lana Del Rey recently got into some controversy too. I'm just going to talk about that a little bit. As in terms of like what she said about how Trump reacted to the rise. In his mind, she was basically trying to say was, in his mind, he doesn't think that he incited a riot. He thinks that he was really wronged and that the votes were a fraud or whatever, even though we know what the truth is. It's just in his mind, he feels like he's the good guy in this. And I think that's what Lana Del Rey was just trying to show empathy. And a lot of people, when it comes to people that we don't like, I've noticed in this generation, it's like you got to be completely against them. You can't try to look to see and dissect. I'm always the person, because I'm a Libra. Well, I ain't got nothing to do with my sign, but I'm a type of person that I want to understand my enemies, and I want to really understand what makes them tick. And I feel like she was trying to analyze the situation on why he really feels like he was wronged in this election, which was, in his mind, he thinks that it was right. So in his mind, he didn't think he incited the right. I got exactly what she was trying to say, but people, like I said, people want to listen to respond, was coming after Lana Del Rey, and it's just like, she didn't even say nothing out the way. Like, calm the hell down. I think, like I said, long time ago, too much of anything is bad for you. And before, you used to cancel people because they used to say some serious shit that was, that was offensive. But at the end of the day, y'all coming for people for having a certain opinion on something that really isn't. It's not deflecting anything that the masses is agreeing with. So I don't know. I digress on Lana Del Rey. What got Trump's Twitter account, because this all leads to this. What got Trump's Twitter account deleted was after the attack on the U.S. Capitol. rioters rumored that they were having another riot on the 17th of January. I got this from the news. Trump also incited the notion in a series of 3 tweets, okay, where he was saying, you know, they can't shut us down or whatever. This, that, and the third. He made 3 tweets. They were not good, and they should have been deleted, and they got deleted from Twitter. They deleted those tweets, and they restricted him, and then eventually they deleted his account permanently. And the Twitter says that it was to prevent, in quotes, a further incitement of violence. So, yeah. And then I also heard that it was also because the tweet where he said he's not going to the inauguration, like it insinuates that, you know, something might happen. So that's why he's not showing up. So that could have been the reason as well. And if that's the case, I feel like that's a little bit like reaching. I just feel like he's not going because he's a petty ass person. And he doesn't want to go because he still feels like the election was stolen from him. So, yeah, I don't think he was trying to be like a little, don't come to school tomorrow type of person. Like, I don't think that's what it was giving. While I agree that his account be suspended because you are the president and you should be more mature about and careful about what you say on social media. Look, let me tell you something. I was one of the many people that just was annoyed watching this man tweet all 2020. Okay, his account should have got suspended way back when. Okay. So I agree with that. But permanently, it's a little concerning with that. The whole permanent thing. So he's never going to get it again. He's never going to be able to, once he's out of office, he's never going to be able to have a social media again. Because even though when you're not a president, you're still like a president, like you're not an acting president, but you are a president. So it's like, this is going to be a forever ban. And a lot is not clear. And I feel the big tech companies need to be a little bit more transparent. And that's all I'm asking for. Now, Trump is the last person that I'm concerned with. But if a social media company can ban a president of a country, then in my mind, it's not safe for none of us. Like, my shit can get deleted. Okay. If I say something wrong or I say something that's not factually correct or whatever, and let's say something happens, then you're going to delete my account too. And as a creative that made over 100 episodes of content, you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't want my work deleted because of something that I may have been wrong about. I think this opens Pandora's box, and a lot more wacky things is gonna start happening in social media. Let me tell you something. Look. Y'all better remember this damn episode because I'm telling you, this ain't gonna be the only time big tech is being tried right now. And yes, I understand that free speech laws don't affect private owned companies, but the moment it's reversed, it's like everyone's in an uproar. So for example, and I got this from a YouTuber that I was watching yesterday. Do you guys remember that wedding cake company that declined service to a same-sex couple? Well, a lot of people was in uproar about that, and they got hit with discrimination. And there's really no difference to this though. Like, and I think people really need to understand that if companies like a Twitter or YouTube were to be, the CEOs start to be like conservative, or they get a conservative CEO for these social media apps, and your tweets and posts get flagged because they're accusing you of being Antifa, people are going to be in an uproar. It's going to be, you're going to feel it. So I think energy is just not kept in this country. Energy is not kept, and don't act like I'm speaking hypotheticals. We're not supposed to live in hypotheticals, but this shit can be. We don't know. fortunately, as a liberal, most of the social networking platforms are, liberal companies. But if there's ever, a switch, I feel like liberals will be hit by it. Like, we got to be more careful. We got to be really, really careful. Now, I believe that a president is supposed to be responsible on social media. Maybe that could be the thing. I feel like the Constitution needs to be brought up. Not the Constitution, not the American Constitution, but like for these big tech companies, you guys need to really clarify, okay, so these certain users have to be responsible for being factually correct and not politically incorrect or incite anything, the presidents, Congress people, whatever, politicians in general. You get what I'm saying? And for us, it should be different, because now it's nothing is clear anymore, because now, like Keri Hilson said, like her friends that are influencers are getting shadow banned and their posts are getting deleted because they have their own specific opinions. Hell, they could be a damn blogger like me. I'm a celebrity news blogger. What if celebrities start saying, oh, well, these people can't say this about my life anymore. We can't speak about it no more. I see that Tasha K is she losing this battle between Cardi B, child, but she did that to herself. Sorry, but not sorry. But, I just don't want there to be a time where I can't do my damn job. Because, look, that's just what I'm worried about. And I just am concerned about the future of social media. And you should be too. I feel like the listener, you should definitely be too, because at the end of the day, we're all on social media. We all say things that are not completely vetted. We say things. I feel like you shouldn't be saying any slurs or disrespecting like groups of people. I don't condone none of that shit. But if you have an opinion that's conservative or liberal, you have the right to express that opinion, as long as it doesn't incite anything, like inciting a riot. As a president, you shouldn't be doing that. However, free speech should definitely be implemented in social media platforms. Period. Because, I don't even want to be on social media if there's no opposing sides. Like I said, I want there to be opposing viewpoints. I want everyone to have the option to have their own opinions and viewpoints on things, as long as it doesn't incite any violence or it's hate speech as far as using slurs or anything like that. That's what I feel. And I feel that the future of social media is going to change drastically. It's going to be a point where it changes. And I think we need to be concerned. We need to really be hounding big tech to give us some answers as to what the future is. Okay. And I remember when social media used to be this fun and wacky way for like people to connect on platforms and talk to their friends and family that are away. It was a fun way to I remember people used to do like my statuses, and people used to have their like opinions and videos on there. It was stupid and it was fun. But now I feel like we have to make sure we're not politically incorrect, or we have to make sure it's fact checked, whatever we say, and it doesn't offend any groups and stuff like that. Like, it's like we're working for the fucking news. Like, I'm literally just venting on social media. Like, it used to be a place where you used to vent. But social media has just changed, and it's not for the good. Like I said earlier in this video, it's Pandora's box for me. We gotta really, really, really be cautious of this. I know it's looked at as, a plus that, hey, this is a win. We got Trump, his Twitter account's deleted, but let's look at the bigger picture. Don't act like your page ain't gonna get deleted as well. That's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope I still got the subscribers that I got after this video, child, because I don't know. I think y'all about to cancel my ass, child. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you enjoyed the convo. Until next time, I am your humble host, Darren Green, and this is the Darren Green Show, signing out. Bye, y'all.